Let's be honest, not everyone's going to treat you with respect. There are people out there who will dismiss you, talk over you, ignore your efforts, or even mock your kindness, and the worst part. You're not always allowed to call it out. Maybe it's a coworker, a family member, or someone you have to see way more often than you'd like. So, what do you do when someone doesn't respect you? Do you confront them? Ignore them? Write a passive-aggressive tweet and hope they somehow see it. Stoic philosophy, which, yes, sounds like something your most unread bookshelf might contain, actually has a powerful answer, and it begins with one idea: your response is your power. Here are 5 Stoic strategies to deal with disrespect calmly, clearly, and with your dignity fully intact. 1. Don't explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. If someone has already decided who you are, no speech will save you. Marcus Aurelius didn't walk around Rome trying to fix every rumor. He said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Translation: let your actions speak. Don't waste your energy clarifying your worth to someone who enjoys ignoring it. To control your inner courtroom. Seneca reminded us that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. That imaginary courtroom where you replay arguments, defend yourself, and write fake clapbacks. Close it. That's mental rent you don't need to pay. The more you dwell, the more you give them power. 3. Use silence as strength. There's a difference between silence and submission. Silence, when intentional, is power. It unsettles the disrespectful. They want your reaction. Don't give them the satisfaction. Respond when it matters, not when your ego is poked. 4. Set invisible boundaries. You don't always need a dramatic confrontation. Sometimes it's enough to give less access, less of your time, your attention, your energy. Epictetus said, "Keep your attention on your own actions, and you'll avoid most of the drama." Not everyone deserves front row seats to your life. 5. Stay anchored in your self-respect. This isn't about being liked, it's about being aligned. When you act from integrity, you can walk away from any interaction, even one soaked in disrespect, with your head high. That quiet knowing. That's self-respect, and it ages better than revenge. Dealing with disrespect isn't about fighting fire with fire. It's about not letting their fire burn your peace. The Stoics didn't teach us to be passive, they taught us to be unshakable. Because real strength isn't loud, it's stable. So next time someone tries to push your buttons, remember, the button only works if it's connected. Unplug from their nonsense. Stay calm, stay clear, and if needed, stay out of range. And when you do that, you won't just earn their respect, you'll no longer need it, because the most powerful people don't chase approval, they carry peace. Let's face it, disrespect is everywhere these days. It's in meetings, in texts that end in a period but somehow feel aggressive, and in conversations where you start wondering, was that shade, or am I overthinking? But the truth is, even in a world that applauds snark and roasts, you can maintain your cool. And sometimes, your refusal to react is what unnerves them the most. Let's revisit that first point. Explaining yourself. Ever been in a situation where someone clearly isn't listening, but you keep talking anyway, hoping to win them over? With logic? That's not persuasion. That's performance. And the Stoics would have told you, walk off the stage. The more you try to win over someone who's already decided against you, the more you give away your peace. Respect isn't negotiated, it's recognized, or it isn't. And when it isn't, that's their reflection, not your value. Stoicism teaches you to protect your energy like it's gold. Why? Because it is. If someone is consistently disrespectful, they're telling you who they are. And when someone shows you that, believe it, but don't fight it. Withdraw with grace. The exit doesn't always need a mic drop. Sometimes it just needs a quiet turning of the page. Let's talk about that inner courtroom. You know, the one where you cross-examine yourself after every weird comment or awkward exchange. Should I have said that differently? Did they mean that? What if I reply with this? Yeah, Stoics would tell you to fire that inner judge. Overthinking is a trickster. It makes you think you're solving something when you're just looping anxiety. Peace isn't the absence of conflict, it's the presence of clarity. And clarity comes when you stop arguing with people in your head who aren't even present to hear it. Then there's the power of the pause, silence, the moment when you choose not to reply, not because you're weak, but because you're too stable to dance with chaos. That kind of silence? It echoes. And sometimes it says more than 1,000 perfectly crafted comebacks. People feel that silence. They fill it with their own discomfort. Let them, invisible boundaries. They're underrated. You don't need to unfollow someone with a dramatic goodbye forever post. You just need to shift your focus. Give your best energy to those who see it, not those who mock it. That's emotional minimalism, and it's clean, sharp, and Stoic approved. And yes, self-respect. It's quiet. It doesn't yell, "I'm valuable." It knows it is. When you walk into a room with that kind of inner steadiness, you don't need validation. You don't need applause. You don't even need a decent Wi-Fi signal. You've got yourself fully. And that's what repels disrespect faster than any confrontation. Let's also acknowledge, some people disrespect others because they're projecting. Their insecurity needs a target. Don't be it. When you hold your ground without turning petty, you reveal something they're not ready to face, that control doesn't equal strength, and reaction doesn't equal respect. And look, this isn't about being passive. It's about being principled. Sometimes you do speak up, but it's measured, grounded. You're not reacting, you're responding. And the difference? Power. Here's another perspective. When someone disrespects you, they're testing your boundaries not just to break them, but to learn them. And how you respond teaches them what's allowed. If you let it slide every time, they'll assume that's your standard. But when you carry yourself like someone who won't entertain nonsense, you won't need to say much at all. Your presence becomes the boundary. And remember this, people often respect clarity more than kindness. You can be kind and still say, "That's not okay." You can be warm and still walk away. Being a doormat isn't stoicism, it's self-neglect in a philosophical costume. There's also humor in all this. Seriously, ever notice how absurd some disrespectful behavior is? That coworker who always one-ups your story. The friend who only calls when they need something. The stranger who tries to insult you like it's a competitive sport. Sometimes the best defense is to observe it like theater. Smile inwardly. Think, ah yes, another contestant in the Olympics of insecurity. This mindset doesn't make you cold, it makes you discerning. Disrespect doesn't deserve your peace. And by refusing to join in the dysfunction, you rise above it. Stoics believed in living according to nature, and nature doesn't argue. It just is. Calm, steady, purposeful. And that's what Stoic self-respect looks like. Not puffed up pride, but grounded presence.